The Mavericks are hot offensively, so have they turned a corner in their last few games as they get ready for a critical stretch this week? We'll discuss that and more coming up next on the DLLS Mavs podcast. It's the DLLS Mavs podcast live in our downtown DLLS Sports Studios. Kevin Gray alongside our DLLS Mavs analyst Bobby Carella and our special guests of Fox 4 News and, of course, Big Brothers Big Sisters. Stephen Dial joining us here on the DLLS Mavs podcast. Stephen, what's going on?
Oh,
big fan.
Jeff Kavanaugh going wild.
Yeah, Kavanaugh, big fan.
I paid him.
No, you paid him now? Okay, I'll see. I'll take care of him.
Don't give the game away.
Yeah, exactly. It's National Mentoring Month here in the month of January. Steve going to talk to us a little bit about what you can do to support you in your life, especially through Big Brothers Big Sisters, where mentorship starts with a little competition. It takes a little to be big. Steven, tell us about National Mentoring Month and what's going on with Big Brothers Big
Sisters.
Sisters.
The month's wrapping up. We got a big event coming up tomorrow at Tower Club. It's a happy hour, so if you go on the website, sign up, you go, get some free drinks responsibly.
There you go.
All right, also
to
just tell the story of mentoring. It is National Mentoring Month. Our Big Brothers Big Sisters national president and CEO was on The Daily Show last night talking about it, and really just bringing light to it doesn't take that much effort to make an impact in a young person's life.
See, from 6 to 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Complimentary drinks and light bites.
That's prime time.
Yeah.
All right. I gotta get an excuse to get off of work a little early.
There you go. There you go.
That to me looks like 2 happy hours. That is 2 hours that everyone would be really, really happy. What kind of, so you've been on our show before, but what is your level of involvement with Big Brothers Big Sisters?
So I'm on the board, the Big Leaders Board, and I'm also a big, what we call bigs are our mentors. And I've been matched with Josiah now, 5 years. And so he's in 11th grade now, going to his football games at MacArthur High School and just helping him navigate life. You know, we've all been teenage boys before.
For sure.
Dealing with, first girlfriends, first breakups, all that jazz. And so just being another person that a young person can come to. A couple of months ago, we just had a flag football event. We got more than 400 kids that are on a waiting list to have a mentor. Wow. So it just shows that the need is really big here. So we had a flag football game with some of the kids on our waiting list at Irving High School. That was really fun. And so really just hanging out with young people and just being that voice that they can go to.
And what's the easiest way that folks can get involved when it comes to Big Brothers Big Sisters, especially during National Mentoring Month?
Yeah, so you can go to our website, bbbxtx.org, or just hit us up on social media. You can hit me up on social media. I'm on the board, but it's really easy to sign up. And then there is a process to just make sure that you are matched with, the best match for you with a student that, you guys can kind of just go through life together. And then we also have a Mentor 2.0 program that's just directly in the schools where, you'll go meet with the child at the school. I'm in the community-based program where we go to Mavs games. We go to different events. We went to see Anaconda a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
I didn't know it was a comedy. I thought
they did a little different twist on this version of Anaconda. Yes. Yeah.
That's cool, man. So I heard you say that your little okay is going into the 11th grade. So I think whenever
finishing
people
11th grade,
finishing 11th grade, that's awesome. So I think whenever people hear like, okay, I'm going to be a mentor, they're thinking like an 8-year-old or a 10-year-old. What is the age range?
So we have kids as young as like 8 years old, and so when I got with Josiah, I'm not good at math. 5 years ago, he was in middle school, and so I've done this in every state that I worked in. I'm in news, so I move for work a lot. Luckily, I'm here in Dallas and enjoying it. Coming up on 7 years. But my first match was with a kid who was like 9 years old. But you can tell your preferences for, you may want a kid that's in high school, a little bit more mature, or a younger kid. So it's all tailored to what that mentor is prepared to handle. And then there are a ton of resources, a ton of events where we get free tickets so that it's not so much of a burden on the mentor to come up with an outing. And so, I joke on the Luca Foundation's launch, they gave all of us tickets. And then 2 weeks later, you get traded.
Oh no!
So that was a little awkward. I got the little Luca pin on my
At least you got in there while the going was good.
Right, exactly.
I got the shirt. They gave us T-shirts.
Yeah.
Luca Foundation. So, yeah, I'm sure it's a sore subject on this podcast. But,
Maybe a little bit.
It was very timely. It was very timely.
Well, this is an incredible opportunity if you want to get involved. Again, it's National Mentoring Month. Get involved with Big Brothers Big Sisters. We partner with them here, of course, at the All City Network. Visit bbs.org/allcity as well, where mentorship starts with a little competition. Stephen Dial of Fox 4, good to have you in the studio with us, man. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you so much for sharing the information. Look forward to getting involved for the rest of the month and throughout the entire year as well when it comes to mentoring you. So we appreciate the time, man.
No problem.
Appreciate it. That's Stephen Dial, of course, of Fox 4. Good enough to join us here on the DLLS Mavs podcast as the Mavericks they're back on the practice floor today. Our DLLS Mavs beat writer Rod Herbach is going to be joining us here live in studio here in just a little bit to report on what was taking place at practice today. But right now, the Mavericks offensively have been extremely hot. In fact, have won 3 straight games, top 3 in the NBA when it comes to three-point percentage, three-point makes as well. So the question is, Bobby Carella, have the Mavericks over the last 3 games turned the corner offensively, given the three-point barrage that they are on? And only the Warriors in the last 3 games have scored more points per game, but the Mavericks are scoring, check this out, 132 points per game in the last 3 games. Have they turned the corner?
I did like what you said after the Knicks game. You said it's not about who you play, it's when you play them.
Yeah.
We say that a lot, and it does seem like the Knicks right now are kind of mired in
they're in disarray,
bit of
right
a
now.
funk,
Yeah.
right? But it's on you to take advantage. Just like whenever the Mavs played the Jazz and they're sitting Markkanen and Nurkic and Kevin Love, it's one thing to go up against a shorthanded team. It's another thing to beat them down, and that's what the Mavs did. They, over their last, I'm trying to count very quickly, but it is tough to do this discreetly. 1, 2, 3, 4 of their top, I think this might be 11 three-point shooting games have all come in the month of January so far.
Okay.
So, Max Christie is playing great. Klay is shooting it fantastically well right now. I mean, he's on this is probably the longest hot stretch that he's been on since coming to the Mavs, outside of maybe that blistering stretch. It was between early December and when Luka got hurt.
Yep.
In December, whenever everything was clicking for Dallas last year. They're just collectively, they're just on fire right now, and that could sustain for a long time. They could go cold starting tomorrow night. You never know. Three-point shooting comes and goes. But the one thing that you can control is effort, intensity, will, desire. And the way that they got out in the open floor and got after it against the Knicks is something that is kind of a hallmark of this team. It's just that three-point shooting has been lacking all season. And so it is nice to see what it can look like when some shots are falling. And when coupled with the way that they defend, even without AD, even without Coop, even without Gaff and Lively and all these guys, they still defend well. When they make their shots, it's going to be really tough to beat them. It's just, can they make shots consistently enough to do that?
Yeah, this is a team that's 4th in the NBA, tied for 4th in the NBA, making over 17 threes per game. Despite being just 11th in attempts, they're only taking 39.7 attempts per game in the last 3, but still making them at a high clip, making nearly 44% of the three-pointers that they take in the last 3 games, which is 3rd in the NBA. And as I mentioned, they're 2nd in the NBA, scoring 132 points per game over their last 3 years. The Warriors have only scored more. And I think one of the things I've enjoyed, especially with their three-point shooting as of late, they're not only doing it in the half court, but they're doing it in transition as well. They're finding Klay for transition threes. They're finding Max Christie in transition for threes as well. And Max Christie has turned himself into literally one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA, a guy that's hovered in the top 5, top 6 this season in terms of three-point percentage. His uptick in not only the attempts that Jason Kidd has been pleading for weeks to get him more attempts. He finally took, 10 attempts in the game against the New York Knicks and went 8 of 10 from downtown. So this team has not shot the ball well from 3 throughout the entirety of the season, but it's something they've continued to emphasize, and we're seeing it more and more over the last few games. And hopefully that's a harbinger of things to come, because a team that's been bottom 5 in offensive rating through most of the season, they've been really good in transition, but when you can start pouring it in from the 3-point line, now you're really putting pressure on teams because now they got to go find shooters like Klay and like Max Christie to be able to defend, and those guys have been knocking it down at a high rate from the 3-point line now.
Yeah, and confidence can be contagious.
Sure.
I'm not sure that that's necessarily seeping over to other guys right now.
It did for Coop for like about a 3-4 game stretch where he was, knocking it down.
He was letting them fly.
Yeah, he was letting them fly from 3 a little bit and knocking it down too.
Yeah.
So,
but like on Monday against New York, for example, I think Max and Klay combined to hit 13 or 14 threes or something. The rest of the team made 2 or 3. So you don't want to rely too much on the same 2 guys, but as long as everyone else is contributing something, like that is the thing. Early in the year we were talking about. Okay, it never really felt like Brandon Williams and D'Angelo Russell, whenever they were kind of the 2 point guards before Nemby broke on the scene, it never felt like they both had a bad night on the same night, but it also never felt like they both had a good night on the same night. And when that's the case, it's just tough to play 48 minutes of steady, good, solid basketball. But since Klay moved to the bench, he's been coming off the bench and he's been playing pretty well. And, you got Coop getting off to a good start and Nembhard's okay. Now all of a sudden you have Naji's playing great. You got 2 or 3 guys on the court at all times that are in the groove right now, and so it feels like the number of possessions where everyone is kind of standing around thinking like, what do we do? There's like 9 seconds left on the shot clock and nothing has happened yet. Those are getting farther and farther, between each other. What is the expression? Fewer and farther between. Yeah. They have intention on offense. They have a rhythm. They're starting to learn a flow and all these things. And it's taken trudging through miles and miles of poo to get to this point. But it does seem like over the last few weeks there has been a corner turned.
Interesting quote. We'll talk to Ron more about this here in just a moment. Naji Marshall, who apparently did today's presser with no shirt on. Shout out to him.
Respect.
As the Mavericks get ready to play the Warriors on Thursday, tomorrow, then they welcome in the Lakers on Saturday. Naji Marshall, on looking back on the trade of Luka Doncic when the Lakers coming to Dallas on Saturday, he said, quote, it wasn't us who got traded or fired. It's not something we really should focus on that much, end quote. So interesting quote there. As the Mavericks got several important games coming up over the next couple of weeks, as we are just a few weeks away from the NBA All-Star break and literally 2 weeks away from the NBA trade deadline. So there's going to be a lot to discuss, not only with the Mavericks offensively and the way that they're playing right now, and if they can continue to carry that over against the Golden State Warriors team tomorrow that is reeling right now after losing Jimmy Butler for the rest of the season with a torn ACL. Can the Mavericks find themselves taking advantage of an opportunity to get another win and inch that much closer, potentially a play-in spot? We're coming into today's action. They are a game and a half behind the Grizzlies and the Clippers.
Or should they try and take advantage of a situation and make a desperation trade with the Warriors? Let us know in the chat.
Oh, wow.
Let us know in the chat. I already see someone say Kuminga's a Mav. Lone Star, BJ Scribe says Kuminga's a Mav. Lone Star says not if Butler is attached. There are some Mavs fans that think, well, Jimmy Butler and AD make the same amount of money. That could just be swap for swap. Give us a pick and make something happen. It feels like there's a lot of avenues opening. It does feel like avenues, and here in a matter of seconds, we're going to be joined by Marc Stein to talk about it.
Because we got a lot to discuss as we are just 2 weeks away from the NBA trade deadline. Our National NBA insider, Marc Stein, joining us next here on the DLLS Mavs podcast. So they tell me that a winter storm is coming and that we got to hunker down and be locked up in the house maybe for the next few days starting like on Saturday. So you probably need something to eat between now and then to make sure that you're good. And that's where Wild Fork Foods comes in. With Wild Fork Foods, the meat and seafood market, the best in the game today. They got everything that you need from shrimp to beef to bison. Even if you like steak, they got all of it. In fact, I got some New York strip steak at home that I'll probably cook up while I'm sitting there chilling at the house, waiting until the storm passes by. And with it, they've got incredible size as well. They got garlic bread. They got everything that you need to make your feast absolutely fantastic. My favorite location, as Bobby knows, is the Wiley location. They've got 9 DFW locations. Everything is blast frozen, so it's extremely fresh when you open it up for the very first time. So you want to get your best meat and seafood in the game, you got to check out wildforkfoods.com. That's wildforkfoods.com. Check them out, and you will love everything that you get from them today.
January is almost over. but it's still kind of the new year. All right. It's never too late to get a head start or to get started, period, on your New Year's resolution. And I know some of you might want to work out more. Some of you might want to eat better or whatever, but some of you might want to start your own business or take your business to the next level. And Shopify can help you do just that. It powers all of our e-commerce here at All City and DLLS. If you buy any of these beautiful shirts online, Shopify helps make that happen. But it's not just an e-commerce platform. Let's say you have a brick and mortar store. Well, you still need to market your business. You still need to make people aware. You're still maybe advertising your products or listing your products online. Shopify will help you with all of those things: marketing, emails, product descriptions, spicing up your photos, all of that and more. So in 2026, stop waiting and start selling with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/allcity. Again, shopify.com/allcity. Hear your first this new year with Shopify by your side.
Back here on the DLLS Mavs podcast, and we are joined by our DLLS Mavs beat writer, ryannembhard Jr., fresh off the Mavericks being on the practice floor today, as Jason Kidd and Naji Marshall spoke to the media ahead of the Mavericks taking on the Golden State Warriors tomorrow night before a back-to-back on Saturday and Sunday, which is a home-road back-to-back, as they'll take on the Lakers and then Bobby's Milwaukee Bucks on Sunday, as we are much closer to the trade deadline. Ron, what's going on?
Doing well. I'm doing well. A lot is going on in Mavericks practice land.
Tell us about it. What was happening with practice today? We see that Jason Kidd and Naji Marshall spoke to the media today.
Yeah, so we didn't get to see them practicing, but they brought everybody to the interview room. Naji was kind of asked, hey, the team's been through a lot since, the Luka trade. He was like, for his perspective, not really. He said it wasn't us who got traded or fired. I'm pretty sure he's talking about Nico Harrison. It's not really something we should focus on that much. He's kind of talked about that multiple times this season of hey, my job is to play basketball now. I can't refocus kind of on the past and what happened before. It's also rivalry week in the NBA, so Jason Kidd was asked about that. He's like,
that
hey,
big Hornets Cavs matchup tonight in rivalry
it was
week.
I think Mike Curtis of the Morning News is what does that even mean? What is a rivalry? So he talked about the Warriors and the Lakers, and he was looking at the Warriors as a rival maybe because of the trade. And then he says, and then there was a couple words between that, and then he says, and then with the Lakers again, another trade that is probably looked upon as making it a rival, but he said, we're pulling teeth, to make some of these quote unquote rivalry matchups. I personally thought the Spurs or Rockets could have been the Heat could be the Mavs rival maybe, but these teams seem like it just fit the schedule.
You just call something, and it makes people interested. That's it. I mean, the Mavs and the Warriors, I guess they did play in 2022
in the Western Conference
Finals, but no one from that Mavs team is still here except for Dwight.
So,
so it doesn't even. I mean, I guess NJ Kidd.
He said the Warriors is a rival because of the trade. What trade?
The Klay trade.
The Klay trade,
which is, it was a sign and trade.
Yeah, I'm maybe he's talking about an older trade. It's Monte.
Actually,
is J Kidd looking into the future?
Oh,
they're going to be rivals because of the trade that they're about to make?
Or is he looking back on the year that we don't necessarily like to talk about? You and discussing the Mavs and the Warriors?
From 20 years ago? No.
Classic rivalry span years and years and years. I don't think they were thinking about
left from that.
Yeah.
Players still on the Mavs?
No.
I don't think the NBA was thinking about that particular series when they made this up.
Klay, yeah.
Rivals Week is a contrived thing for TV ratings.
Everything.
Basketball. The NBA Cup was a contrived, set up for.
But he did.
The only thing
Kuminga
that's silly is the play-in. Everything else is totally valid.
Oh.
The play-in is the only whack thing.
The NBA that the play-in has worked.
I enjoy the play-in.
In terms of television.
Does it really work for actually winning a title? No, but is it just fun?
It literally doesn't work. We got teams that are in the play-in tanking.
That's hilarious.
It does not work.
That's hilarious. I do. And then he also, just to finish that off about Kidd, he just was asked about, Jimmy's out. They're going to play Jonathan Kuminga more. He said, he started, off slow this season, but he's kind of picked it up. And then he kind of ended that off with he's a young talent that can score, which is basically who Jonathan Kuminga is. I think he's 23 years old, can average 20 points a game. It's basically what he is at this point. So Jason Kidd agrees.
Real quick before we bring Stein on, so Kidd mentioned that Flagg was supposed to play in a 20 to 25 minute restriction?
Yes.
He wound up playing 28 minutes in that game against New York.
Well, every time they've said a player is supposed to fall into a restriction this season, not every time, but a couple of times, it's been like more minutes than the restriction was. So I'm not really it's not my job. I don't actually know how that works. Like, they tell him someone's supposed to like alert him, and they're not doing that.
I didn't realize he was even on a minutes restriction.
Same.
For the game on Monday. So he said he'll try to get him more minutes tomorrow. So, okay, something to keep in mind there. With that, we welcome in our national NBA insider. You can always dial up the Stein line at the Stein line. Fresh from his overseas trip, he is,
God,
of
it's
course,
so good to see you, man.
Marc Stein.
Hi guys, I'm tweeting as we talk, so you guys just talk, and believe me, I can listen and hear you and respond, but just I got to tweet while we're talking. So
Well, I'm refreshing the TL until I see what you're tweeting.
Is this something that
Are you posting T?
It's not going to be that exciting for this show, but all transactions are exciting to me, so let me.
Oh, we have a transaction? Oh my.
Yeah.
Are you posting about Cody Bellinger going to the Yankees?
Wait, what?
What?
Is that for real?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, they signed him back? Oh,
That's
wow.
interesting.
They-
That Yankees hat needs to go.
Yeah,
in
because
the
they're
nearest
pointing out
trash
the Yankees
can.
had two that you got on.
For one,
in there.
this is a trucker hat that happens to have an NY hat. If you're from
It's got little hearts on it.
yeah,
That's
if you're
cute.
from the East Coast, this just means hey hat. Like every hat has NY on there. It's like LA on the hat. Like you could hate the Dodgers to wear LA hat. It just looks good. So yes.
Well, I'm interested to see what he's got now. We'll see what he's tweeting here in just a moment. This is happening in real time. Stein tweeting news in real time as he's joining us on the show. Look forward to that. Anything else from Mavs practice that caught your attention?
Well, believe it or not, Naji Marshall says he actually doesn't have like a thing against the Knicks. Because I think he was like he seems to play well every time that he plays in MSG. But he says, nah, man, it just feels like it's just like the AAC. So for him,
Oh, wow.
he's saying it doesn't feel any different to him. So, and yes, I am a Washington Nationals fan. Very loyal to that horrible team.
Cam Reddish has been claimed by San Antonio's Austin Spurs affiliate, league sources say.
Okay.
Per at the Stein line.
There we go. This is
former Mav Cam Reddish, actually.
Former lottery pick. You might remember that he was involved in a certain trade that helped Luka Doncic become a Maverick.
That
Yeah.
was the other pick, wasn't it?
Oh my
gosh.
gosh. The Mavericks traded the number 5 pick and a future first rounder to Atlanta to secure the rights to the number 3 overall pick that became Luka Doncic. And with that second first rounder, the Atlanta Hawks drafted Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish began this season playing in Lithuania. He left the Lithuanian club he was with, which is a name that, without looking it up, I cannot say off the top of my head.
It's okay.
He left his Lithuanian club in December, put his name in the G League player pool, and he has now been claimed by the Austin Spurs, San Antonio's G League affiliate. Let's see if he stays with the Austin Spurs, or was he claimed to be moved? We shall see.
Oh, wow. Mark is speaking in riddles right
Is that
now.
Recky Specky? Is it a little Recky Specky?
I love my G League minutia. I just do.
You do.
I've written a lot about Dennis Smith and all the twists and turns in his situation. Earlier today reported that he has now been claimed. He was released by Wisconsin. He has now been claimed, and of course it's who claimed. I can't even remember what
Sioux
I tweeted.
Falls
What did I?
Force.
Now the reason that's significant is because Sioux Falls is the Miami Heat, and the Miami Heat use their G League affiliate very much as an extension of the Heat's program. So I'm gonna be very interested to see Dennis Smith joining Sioux Falls and essentially now being a member of the Heat organization. Let's see what that does for Dennis's career.
Does that hurt your heart, Bobby? The idea of Dennis Smith.
And to be clear, for anyone wondering why, remember, Dennis Smith was brought to Mavs training camp. The Mavs were hoping that they could acquire Dennis Smith's G League rights from Wisconsin so they could put Dennis Smith with the Legends. And at worst, if Dennis Smith didn't make the Mavs roster out of training camp, he's a Texas Legend. Wisconsin would simply not trade Dennis Smith's rights to the Mavericks. And what typically happens in these situations is the agents get involved and the trade does happen. And I fully expected that at some point the Mavs were going to get Dennis Smith's G League rights, and it just didn't happen. Wisconsin held firm. Wisconsin actually acquired Dennis Smith's G League rights in December of last season. Took them almost a year to get him in uniform. They keep him for only 5 games, and then they let him go. And Miami, through Sioux Falls, were much higher in the waiver order than the Legends, so they were able... Why are you guys laughing? This is serious.
No. I'm sorry. I'm laughing.
So
breaking news on the show. It helps if you say breaking. So in the lower third, I put breaking. So so people get excited.
The point is, the reason why the Mavericks, why the Legends couldn't sign Dennis Smith, when a player becomes available, when a player is either waived in the G League or enters the player pool, as Cam Reddish did, there's an order of teams that get to claim him. And the Legends claimed a player earlier this season. I want to say it was Charles Bassey. So the Legends were way down at the bottom of the order and were not able to put in the winning claim for Dennis Smith. So Miami jumped on it, and Dennis Smith is headed to Sioux Falls. I personally love that stuff. If you guys don't, I apologize. I'm sorry for going deep on these G League matters with you, but like I said, I enjoy this stuff. So
No, not at all, man. Not at all. You want to take an early break to have a long third?
I was just about to say, yes. Let's go ahead.
Do it!
Yeah, let's go ahead and take an early break here so we can get to a lot heading with the Mavericks, of course. 2 weeks ahead of the NBA trade deadline, our national media insider, Marc Stein, is here with us. Let's talk about AD and more coming up next.
Let's talk prize picks. Let's talk NFL playoffs. Kevin Gray lightning round. Matt Stafford, more or less than 255.5 passing yards.
More.
Ooh, Drake May, 226.5.
Less.
Jarrett Stidham, 191.5.
Way less.
Whoa, you're not a Stidham, but you're not a citizen of Stiddy City?
Hell no, man.
Wow, dude, I'm a citizen. Come on, I'm a believer. If you want to put your money where your mouth is, you can do it every single day on Prize Picks, and not just with the NFL playoffs. You can play basketball, hockey, baseball, football, anything that's in season, men's, women's, college, pros, whatever you want on Prize Picks. You choose between 2 and 6 players, whether they will record more or less than their projected stat lines. If you're a believer or a naysayer, well, you can
let a
do
naysayer
that.
know.
Yeah, you can stack those picks and make some cold hard cash. If you want to play along, download Prize Picks today. Use promo code DLLS or make it your first $5 lineup, and your account will be gifted $50 and lineups to use anytime you like, whenever you want, on whatever you want, because on Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
And with that cash, you can join us here and become a diehard member here at DLLS Sports. The easiest way that you can do that is to go to alldlls.com, click that diehard tab, and become a diehard member. Or you can click that QR code that you see on your screen right now. When you do, you get 20% off our events. You get a free t-shirt upon sign up as well, and you get access to our premium content. In fact, you get access to these t-shirts that we got on right now. I got the classic DLLS Mavs shirt. Bobby's got the traditional.
I'm just repping the brand.
Just repping the brand, which is what we all do here at DLLS Sports. You get access to the incredible premium content that we have curated by Ali Jawad and Clarence Hill Jr. covering your Dallas Cowboys, Jeff Wilson covering your Texas Rangers, Sam Nessler and Sean Shapiro covering your Dallas Stars. They finally got a win the other night. Shout out to them. And, of course, ryannembhard Jr. covering your Dallas Mavericks. All that is available to you, plus our member-only Discord as well. So go to alldlls.com, you can diehard member, or click that QR code that you see on your screen right now and join us here as part of DLLS Sports family.
You better. Oh my gosh,
We are back.
the stream came so close to ending just there.
That's okay. But we're still here.
No idea how that just.
Oh my god, that would have been so bad.
But we are still live here on the DLLS Mavs podcast. Kevin Gray with our DLLS Mavs beat writer ryannembhard Jr., our DLLS Mavs analyst Bobby Curl, and our national NBA insider Marc Stein, as we are 15 days away from the NBA trade deadline, as the Mavericks on a 3-game winning streak will host the Golden State Warriors tomorrow before a back-to-back on Saturday and Sunday against the Lakers and the Bucks, as the February All-Star break will be taking place February 13th through the 15th. But let's get to it, because a lot have been around the Mavericks over the last few weeks. It seems like it's quieted down a little bit, but let's just start with Anthony Davis. What is the latest with him as he continues to recover from the ligament injury in his left hand, and where the Mavericks stand with not only him coming back potentially, but also a potential move elsewhere at the trade deadline?
Yeah, look, I don't think the Mavs, the phones will continue to ring, calls will still continue to be taken and made, but the reality is when Anthony Davis is sidelined indefinitely, it's going to be much harder to trade him. I would say right now, there doesn't appear to be anything percolating, but I'm not going to say it's over when we've still got 2 weeks and change to go. But again, when it's not clear on how long he's going to be out, again, the belief is that he can return before the end of the regular season if necessary, that he will be. So if there's a playoff team out there that wants to trade him, I don't think so much that is the concern. The issue is still the contract. And I just think in the offseason, when that is now a 2-year deal, because other teams have to work under the premise that Anthony Davis is going to pick up that player option that's worth nearly $63 million in 2027-28. When he's down to a 2-year deal, as opposed to now it's a 2.5-year deal, it just, there are certainly people around the league who think that it would be easier to move him in the summer when his contract is a year shorter, when more teams are in the marketplace looking to make moves. But I don't think, like I said, I don't think anything has been ruled out. There are no absolutes. It's not like, no, we're not trading him. Yes, they definitely are. But is anything hot right now? I think it would be it would be misleading for me to say that.
Mark, I have to ask you as an avatar for, well, I'm not, but I spend a lot of time on the internet, and so do Mavs fans. And when Jimmy Butler tore his ACL the other night, AD and Jimmy Butler make like the same amount of money, and so a lot of Mavs fans' antenna went up and started thinking, well, the Warriors, they have a pretty old team. They want to make one more run at it for Steph. You would presume could maybe some desperation set in and the Mavs score a pick or two in the future along with Butler for AD. Is that something that you could see happening, or is that just like a pie in the sky scenario?
Yeah, I don't want to be a damper on your parade, but I would say at this point, again, 2 weeks out, maybe something changes in the next 2 weeks. And to be honest, the Warriors are going to be here tomorrow. So am I going to be asking the same question to every single member I can of that Warriors traveling party? Of course. But realistically, there's various factors that would be in the way of that kind of scenario. I mean, yes, Jimmy Butler's money, that would be an easy match for Anthony Davis, but the Mavericks would want draft compensation attached. And are the Warriors really going to surrender draft compensation again for a player in Anthony Davis who would also come with an uncertain health history, not as uncertain as Jimmy Butler, who's obviously out now for, you would think, 8 to 12 months. But is that really the kind of risk that Golden State wants to take with its draft capital? And the other thing you got to remember here, there is a human factor. Mike Dunleavy, the Warriors GM, is a former teammate of Jimmy Butler. And so I know last season when DeAnthony Melton sustained a torn ACL, the Warriors did trade him. But Melton was an expiring contract in the $15 million range. They were able to swap him easily for Dennis Schroeder. And there was always the belief that they could re-sign DeAnthony Melton after he spent the season rehabbing, became a free agent. They could bring him back, and that's exactly what would happen. The Warriors wouldn't be able to do that with Jimmy Butler. And Jimmy Butler has been a fantastic Warrior since they got him. I think with Jimmy in uniform, I want to say their record last time I checked was 46-22 when Jimmy's in uniform. So he's been really good there. I don't see them now just coldly sending him away because he sustained this awful injury and he can't play. So math-wise, salary cap-wise, wish-casting-wise, it works. And now I got to follow up. My man, Jake Fisher, just tweeted something, so I got to follow up with that. But my short answer now, I don't see that right now as we speak as a likely thing. Let's see. Maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe I'll be proven wrong and something will heat up here in the next.
Well, no offense, but I hope you're wrong.
Okay, I mean, I understand. I know that's what you want. I'm just trying to be realistic with you.
Yeah, so just to stay on the Warriors, we're probably a day early again with the reporting part of this. But I mean, just Jonathan Kuminga. I mean, he played yesterday after kind of not playing for like a month. Scored over 20 points in like 21 minutes yesterday. He's 23 years old. The GM says, when Mike Dunleavy talked about, there has to be demand to trade, essentially. Talking about Jonathan Kuminga. Is there just any update on him while, Jason Kidd called him a young, great scorer today?
You're asking me about Kuminga? Sorry, I was.
Yeah, is there just any update that you can give on Kuminga?
Look, I think the realistic situation is they're gonna have to play him. Like he's gonna have, and they've tried to get the Mavericks interested in him. I would play him against the Mavs. He's got to start playing. But realistically speaking, when you look at the Warriors situation objectively, you have to ask: is there if they've been adamant they don't want to trade Draymond Green or Jimmy Butler. That was their staunch position before this terrible Jimmy Butler injury. Kuminga, they've been trying to trade, and the whole league knows it. But is there a deal they can make with Kuminga that firmly establishes the Warriors as a contender this season? And realistically, it's really hard to see that kind of trade. That even if the Kuminga trade they want to make materializes, whatever that is that really going to put the Warriors, who've just lost their second best player, in position to be a contender this season? And if the answer is no, the Warriors at least have to think about, is it better to just get Kuminga back on the floor, see if they can rebuild some trade value in him? And same thing, do you trade him in the offseason? Do you even pick up his year 2 team option to make him, a trade, then that now he's tradable next season? Look, I know it's been a saga, but you can't, if you're a front office, you can't react to these things emotionally. You have to try to take the pragmatic view. And that might be the most pragmatic approach for the Warriors. Jonathan Kuminga obviously he does not want to be a Warrior. He could not have made that more clear. The day he became trade eligible last Thursday, it came out that he was demanding to be traded. He wants to go. But the Warriors signed him to that contract because it is a tradable contract. And so because he's played so little here this season, it's certainly affected his value. But are they better off just playing out this season and waiting? I mean, that has to be on the board for them. What I would say, though, is ultimately, to me, you have all these conversations with Stephen Curry. He's the guy whose timeline matters most. If Stephen Curry goes to the front office and says, guys, I want to, let's do anything we can. Let's make the best trade we can make. I want to go as far as we can this season. You would obviously have to take that into account if you're the Warriors. But that, to me, just as an observer, I don't think that's Steph's nature either, to go in there and start saying, do whatever we have to do. I think he would also most likely point to the pragmatic path. But that's me just analyzing. That's not me reporting. I haven't spoken to Stephen Curry. I haven't spoken to Steph all season. I haven't been around the Warriors all season. Tomorrow will be the first time I actually see them in person. So they got a lot of stuff to think about. But I think the initial indications are they're going to take a step back instead of just this is not something you can fix or solve or address in a day.
I mean, selfishly, we don't need any more Jonathan Kuminga saga. Collectively, we are all over it. The Warriors will do what they have to do, of course. But
we know when Kevin Gray's fed up with something, that's the time to make a move. Let's get it done.
All right.
You said it, not me. You said it, not me.
What about the Mavs' other guys? What about Daniel Gafford? Clay's been playing great lately. These are guys that have been brought up by you and by other reporters as players.
I think realistically we're in the zone now where stuff is going to happen closer to the deadline. When you're 2 weeks out, it just you can't blanket say it, but generally speaking, when you get this close to the buzzer, stuff usually waits till deadline week. And that's what I would assume would happen. You know, we've talked about Gafford being in play. Personally, I will be crushed. I think this show will be crushed if an offer comes in for Naji that's too good to refuse. So
is that a legitimate possibility?
I don't know yet. I'm to me, the way he's playing, offers should be coming in. He's on such a reasonable contract. Yeah. He's a difference maker. He's a plug and play player. I mean, the Mavs phone should be ringing for him. And, you know, I suspect it will be over the next 2 weeks. I hope that they can resist it. Cause like, again, he's I think he and cooperflagg, I think you can see there's a relationship there already. Like in a perfect world, but I think we know the Mavs universe is far less than perfect right now. So they've got, but we know they need to shed salary, but it doesn't have to happen at this deadline. It would be nice if it did, but those moves can be made in the summer to get the tax bill down. And like Klay Thompson has been shooting the absolute snot out of the ball, but same thing. Is a trade more likely after the season when there's one less year on his contract? My gut would say probably. So I don't know that the Mavs are certainly very active. Again, taking calls, making calls. The Mavs are going to be an active trade deadline team for the next 15 days. How much action that ultimately leads to, I don't want to sit here and pretend I can tell you because I don't know. And here's the other thing. The Mavs are in this rare zone where and I think this will actually make Bobby Karalla smile. They need to make room for two-way guys.
Dude, Moussa Cisse needs to be on the team. He needs to be on the team.
100%. 100%. Cisse has to be converted to a standard contract, just like Nebhard. And the Mavs, we know, don't have the roster flexibility as we speak to do that. So there is a lot of work to do to, I think, both. I mean, Tanner might have his counter handy. I want to say, is it 15 games? I can't read it. Is that 15 games each?
13 for Moussa and 13 for ryannembhard.
Yeah.
So they'll make it to the All-Star break.
Yes. Right. So the good news is they can play through the deadline without issues. Like Spencer Jones in Denver, he's only got 6 games left. So Denver's not going to get to the trade deadline before Spencer Jones runs out of games. So fortunately for the Mavs, they can get through the trade deadline with Cisse and Nebhard still under that 50-game limit. But they've got to find a way to convert both of those guys to standard deals. Now, Dante Exum, will he be thrown into some theoretical trade because he's an expiring contract now, a very small number? So you can understand why the Mavs would want to keep him on the roster in case they just have to throw his salary into a deal. But after the deadline, after February 5th's business, the Mavs will have a clearer picture of what the roster looks like, and then they can laser in on converting Cisse and Nebhard, because that's been one of the few bright spots, two of the few bright spots of a pretty rough first half, is that both of those guys have been fantastic on two ways, and they are part of the future.
Can you stick around for our last segment?
No, but I will.
Okay, because I had a couple questions I wanted to ask you about their approach to this deadline, but
I'll stay for part of it. How about that?
Okay, we'll do that. Let's take our final break here. When we come back, we'll finish up with our National NBA insider Marc Stein here on the DLLS Mavs podcast.
Hey, so KG in the last ad break, he told you about our Die Hard program here at DLLS Sports, and I'm here to echo some of that same stuff, but also here's the deal, okay? One of the perks of becoming a diehard is you get to join the DLS Die Hard Discord Lounge. Great place to hang out with fellow diehards. And in there, I'm in the Die Hard chat channel. The most recent post is from someone named Vaughters. All right, now, not to peel the curtain too far back, but that's Ryan Vaughters. Okay, he's the producer of the Star Show. I don't want to out the dude.
He's so upset. You like, wait a minute.
But he posted a link to a DLLS Mavericks and Stars watch parties and live show presented by Wild Fork Foods.
Oh, let's go.
And I'm clicking on that link right now, and it takes me to a website and I'm told that it's $10, okay, and $10. All of the money is going to Big Brothers Big Sisters. We had Steven on earlier in the program to tell us about that. So all of the money is going to Big Brothers Big Sisters. The $10 is basically just to say, hey, I'm going, so that you actually show up. You're gonna get to hang with the Mavs and the Stars crew Saturday, January 31st.
Oh, let's go.
Okay. We got 2 games going on in studio that night. It's gonna be wild. You're gonna get to hang out for the show, hang out for the games. And then also you're going to get fed by our friends at Wild Fork Foods. They're going to bring down some stuff from the meat and seafood market. Last time they did it, they brought some wings. They brought some of that jalapeno cheddar bison sausage. It's like the best thing that I've ever eaten in my entire life.
Good.
I don't know what they're going to bring this time. It might be the same stuff. I
don't even mess with bison like that, but that was some good stuff.
Dude,
that was some good.
Is it from the Wiley location?
I don't know. I know it's KG's favorite.
I know it's from the non-DFW location.
Kevin can swing by on the way from home.
Touche.
But this event is for diehards only. So if you're diehard in the chat, if you're diehard listening to this or watching this later, go to Discord. Spots are limited because we can only fit so many people in this building, and we've already some spots have already filled up. So go in right now and do it. Again, Saturday, January 31st starts at 6 p.m. Goes until Stars post game ends, I think, or maybe we might kick you out before that. I'm not really sure.
We're not gonna kick you out.
I'm not kicking anyone out.
We'll just gently
ask
That's
GM Ben will kick you out or not.
There you go.
It's going to be great. So go in the Die Hard chat right now and check it out. And hope to see some of you there, or all of you, or many of you.
Yes. Let's finish up with our National NBA Insider Marc Stein for the last few minutes before we let him go on this Wednesday afternoon. A lot of folks asking about D'Angelo Russell, Daniel Gafford, their trade prospects as well. Kind of combine that with this question. What is the approach for Matt Riccardi and Michael Finley, as you understand it, heading into, the All-Star break in these, 11, 12 games as they get ready for the NBA trade deadline? What is their approach with these games that are coming up here to evaluate the roster?
I don't know that there's anything magical about this upcoming stretch. I mean, I think I saw you tweet about how hard it's supposed to be. And, I know nobody likes when I say this out loud, but they need some losses, guys. I mean, Utah is well. How did Utah win last night? I mean, because
they gave a damn and tried.
They tried. So winning those 2 games against Utah, there was no other outcome. And obviously, the guys on this team just keep playing and playing and playing. Like the one thing you would have to say, one of the few constants over the last season and a half is just how hard this team plays. And like they humbled the Knicks. I mean, they exposed all of the internal chaos that's going on with the Knicks just with the effort. And Cisse was a big part of that the other night. But they are, I think they're, like I said, I think they're among the most active teams in the league, listening and exploring to every possible scenario, because we know there's a lot of things they got to get done. Even if there is no AD trade between now and February 5th, they've got to create the roster room to convert 2 two-way guys. They need to shed salary. Like, these are very important things. The salary shedding, that might not happen in earnest until the summertime. Look, I'm as curious as you guys on Gafford. He's played so sparingly in the first half of the season. He twisted that ankle literally in the first training camp practice before Kevin Gray and me were let in the doors of the gym at Simon Fraser University in Vancouver. He has not played to the same level that we've grown accustomed to seeing, especially the Gafford we saw during the finals run. But all that said, I think there's still interest in Daniel Gafford, and it'll just depend on how appetizing the incoming offers are. And, believe me, if I knew them, I would share them. I'm still trying to find them out myself.
Well, we appreciate your time as always. We look forward to talking.
Give me some. I miss all my friends in chat. What's happening in chat?
Well, we do have a $2 super from Rarities, who asks plainly, what is D'Lo paid to do? Is something going on now?
I mean, you can't unpay a player. They signed him to a 2-year deal. You know, but
Yikes.
but obviously they're going with the young guys right now. If some sort of trade materializes that he could be a part of, he'll be in it, but he's got a $6+ million player option next season. So that's going to dissuade, that's going to dissuade teams from having him included in the deal. I mean, so
Nico, the gift to keep on giving. Good
Otherwise,
gracious,
vibes are good.
man.
Well, you have to get a taxpayer mid-level, you have to add multiple years.
Yeah, I know.
So
I'm
it's
just
either going to be
saying.
guaranteed or an option. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah,
But they should never have signed him.
they should have never signed him.
They should never.
I distinctly,
ever have signed him.
I distinctly remember Bobby Carella saying that the only guard on the market that he wanted was D'Angelo Russell. That's the way I remember.
Not true.
That is literally-
That's the way I
my guy
remember
right
it.
now.
That
that is
is
not true.
Now I know how you feel when people misaggregate you.
Yeah.
All right, I get it now. It all makes sense.
Except you know I was kidding. So that was
No,
that
I
was
know you were
humor.
kidding.
I mean,
Ronaldo,
by
why-
ball knowledge is proven
Ronaldo-
correct with.
Is Ronaldo
Yeah.
wearing a Yankees hat? Are you a Yankees fan?
Okay, so for people that don't understand, people that are from the East Coast wear Yankees hats, even if you're not a Yankees fan. It's just a thing that people on the East Coast do. I'm a Nationals fan. Yes, I'm tortured as a Nationals fan, but I am a Nationals fan. I am loyal to the team.
They've won a World Series more recently
Okay,
than
time
the
out.
Yankees.
They have.
So you're a Nationals fan, but it's okay to wear another team's hat because they're based on the East Coast. That's what you're saying.
Well, in DC or just East Coast, people wear Dodgers hats, people wear Yankees hats. It's because the logo. Like you see, like in different videos, like you don't have to be a fan of the team to necessarily wear the swag. It's because it's a baseball cap, so it's just like
I'm really old because in my day, you wore the hat. You wore the hat of the team that you actually root for. In my
That's
day,
true.
I but
The
I'm
Nationals
old.
We
love
need
a good
we need
logo.
a Stein in my day segment every now and then. And we need that every now and then. That actually would be pretty good. Unlike Josh Allen, Marc Stein did not fumble any of these segments today.
No, and
Congratulations to you.
Hey, there will be no Josh Allen slander. He had a bad game. Fine. I love that man more than words can say.
Oh, don't
He
now look, Dan Orlovsky. Don't do that. Don't
he,
do that.
lo- he loves Buffalo. His care factor is 15 out of 10, and I will wait as long as it takes for him to hoist the Super Bowl trophy he deserves. I am not. Josh Allen does amazing stuff week after week after week. Plays hurt, never complains. Like I am. Okay, he had an off day. He had a rough outing.
Respect. Hey,
tips cap.
Dirk had a bad 07 series in the first round, all right? And there were Mavs fans that jumped ship then. And, you know, it's good to
See, but Josh
Hold
Allen
firm,
been on this
man.
for 7 playoff games.
Okay, Dirk
He won
had
a title eventually.
I don't know. Dirk had a lot of playoff flameouts. His teams lost a lot in the playoffs before they won.
Me and
You lose until
Carella
you
back
win.
on the
And
same.
after.
Me and Carella back on the same page after I misaggregated you.
I just want y'all to keep that same energy for Lamar and Jalen and Patrick
Who's
Mahomes.
y'all? I don't care about football.
I don't.
you do.
You are-
You are a closet
I
football
don't
fan.
care.
Yes, you do.
I do not
You love
care.
him. You
Hey,
love him.
and KG, I didn't say don't criticize. I didn't say don't.
I'm not talking
criticize
about you.
him, but
I'm not
just-
talking about you.
But I'm just
I'm not
saying.
talking about you.
I love the guy, and I am not like he has not lost one scintilla of my support. I mean, I
No, I'm not talking about you. You were actually a proper Buffalo Bills
Josh
fan.
is fine.
These Dan Orlovsky bits around the world, they can kick rocks, but whatever. We love you, Stein. That's all that matters. We love you. We appreciate the time as always. We'll talk to you
Tomorrow, I'll be back with you guys from the arena. I'm back on U.S. time, back to normal.
Yeah.
Well, I was never normal, but I'm back. So
Oh, I do have to say this before I let you go. Shout out to you and your club for offering refunds after their Champions League loss. I don't know if you saw that report. So City is offering
Yeah, soccer's a different
refunds
thing.
for fans.
yeah, basically, I don't know how many City fans traveled. They played yesterday at Bodo Glimt in freezing cold Norway, and were somehow worse than we were at the weekend, which is a game we're also not going to talk about. And so the City players are basically paying. They're basically just every City fan who traveled and has a ticket that went to Norway. City's players are paying the expenses because they feel so guilty about how bad they played yesterday.
Yikes.
Honestly, respect.
No, but I respect it. Like
You will never see an American.
Exactly.
Or really an American company of any kind.
Do something like that. So
Touche.
I do respect. That's the only positive thing I'll ever say about Man City, but I respect that move. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Enjoy yourself to the rest of the day.
All right, guys. My phone's ringing off the hook. I got to go anyway. See you guys later.
Bye, Mark.
See ya.
I also have to go because I have a meeting at 1 that if I'm late for, I will get relentlessly bullied.
Ollie, come on in here, man. Yeah, because you swap places
This is
with Bobby because nobody want to be on the show today. Bobby got to go. Stein got to go. We're going to substitute in for the last 4 minutes of our show. The second greatest beat writer in the history of the Dallas Cowboys, Ali Jawad.
Feels good, young people.
I know, right?
No.
We can get some young energy.
Whoa.
Let's bully the old man,
Please.
KG. It's like, nah,
No, he's talking about Jesse and Kavanaugh chill. That's who he's talking. He's not talking about me.
Definitely chill.
Yeah, he's talking about chill. He's not talking about me. Fix your shit.
I met Chill's son maybe 2 weeks ago. Chill's son. He's a son. I met his son. His son is, I think,
What?
Yeah, G's age. Yeah. I went to his birthday. I think he
30s, right?
Yeah, he's definitely
30s?
late 30s for sure.
Yeah.
This is Chill's son, everybody. This is his son. So that just tells you where Chill sits. But that's for another day. The OG's the OG for a reason.
You got any Mavs NBA takes you want to get off in the last 3 minutes of the show?
Maybe not a Mavs one, but another team.
Oh, okay.
Out there.
Okay.
You know what? I'm just gonna say the Lakers roster is just.
Oh wow!
I'm not buying into it.
Oh wow!
I'm not buying into it. I don't know if y'all also saw the report on Jeannie Buss and what she had to say.
I'm gonna read that. I'm gonna read that when I get home
that
later.
one's
Yeah,
insane, but
that sounds a whole lot of messy out there.
They have no defense, and I get Luka and the whole knock if not playing defense, but like Luka every night is still dropping like 40. He had a triple double. I think yesterday. Last night.
40, 10,
He's doing
10.
everything he can, but that bench. And who voted Bronny for All Star? Like, was that mom and dad who?
That was Tanner who did that.
Tanner, come on, Tanner.
He's an all-star. Like starter.
Tanner had one NBA player All-Star vote, and he gave it to Bronny. That's right.
Yikes, man.
That's right. He gave it to Bronny. Ali, big WNBA fan too. We love our Dallas Wings here. He's a big W fan as well. You seen Paige cooking in Unrivaled so far?
Man,
cook up Paige.
Paige been cooking, man. Shout out to Paige in Unrivaled.
When does WNBA free agency start? Because like the CBA,
they don't know.
Yeah,
they don't know.
We don't know yet.
There's no collective bargaining that's been done.
Is that league, does that exist just because of all the CBA stuff, or was it going to exist anyways? Do you know?
It was going to exist anyway. This is the second year of Unrivaled. Second year of Unrivaled.
There's another league too. I can't think what it's called. It's like an Unrivaled.
Athletes Unlimited.
Yeah, Unlimited. Yeah.
There we go. Lakers have Drew Timmy off the bench now.
He actually kind of balled last night.
Congrats to Drew.
Drew Tim.
Dallas native.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
What school did he go to?
I forgot off the top of my head.
Yikes.
But our king declares that we are beating the Lakers on Saturday night.
See,
the Mavs don't need to win games.
I'm supposed to be going to that game.
Oh,
now I'm worried because of the weather.
The weather.
So I'm like, I'm stressing out right now.
So at practice, Jason Kidd says we play basketball. They will put the game will go on.
He said the show going on.
He says
the show goes on.
He said it snowed on the East Coast. They still play basketball. He says he doesn't know why. He says the only thing that will stop the game from happening is like if there's a court malfunction, like the Bulls game.
Okay, so did you see last night the Rockets and Spurs game was delayed by like 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Because the rim was off and they had to like readjust and fix the rim last night.
Oh, yeah, Drew's from Richardson, JJ.
Oh, JJ Pearson.
So there you go. Yeah. But yeah, that's going to be a nationally televised game on Saturday night. Shout out to our guy Tim Legler, our All-City Network teammate. He's going to be on the call with Mike Breen and Richard Jefferson on that game on Saturday night. That's the first night of a back-to-back, a home road back-to-back. They got the Lakers and then the Bucks on Saturday and Sunday. And then their next two games are also a set of back-to-back games. So they got multiple back-to-backs within the next week. Oof, not fun as the Mavericks finish up their pre-All-Star break schedule. We will be back tomorrow. Tip-off is what time tomorrow, Tanner?
Ooh,
I don't remember.
I have no clue.
Come on, Tanner, lock in.
Someone that works.
Jeez, man.
I should know. But
6:30 tip-off tomorrow, which means it'll be about 6:45 because the game's on Amazon Prime Video tomorrow as the Mavericks host the Golden State Warriors.
That's great, man.
Mark your calendar. Tip-off will be at 6:30, probably 6:45, as the Mavericks host the Jimmy Butler-less Golden State
news there.
Warriors.
Over under Kuminga goes for 30 points tomorrow.
Say it again?
Over under Kuminga goes for 30 tomorrow.
Under.
Yeah.
Under. He had, 20
Under.
last night?
It's a show game, man.
Showcase game for Jonathan.
Showcase
Pregame
game.
5:45.
Pregame 5:45. That's right. Here on DLLS Sports. Appreciate it, guys. Tanner makes it good and sound good as always. Shout out to our National NBA insider Marc Stein, our DLS Mavs analyst Bobby Corella, our DLS Cowboys beat writer, second greatest beat writer in history of the Dallas Cowboys, Alex Jawad. That's the greatest DLS Mavs beat writer in the history of DLS.
Hold my beer, Tim
Shots
Cato.
fired at Tim Cato.
Hold my
He's
beer,
not here.
Cato.
He's not here. My name is Kevin Gray. We are DLS Mavs. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 5:45 p.m. right here on DLS Sports. Y'all be good. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.